In today's world, the media usually goes insane when somebody does something crazy for their field. This could usually be in the form of technology, medical, political sometimes. We see them focus completely on these guys and say, wow, they've made the world so much better because of this. But a lot of times they don't really say what we lost because of it. And that is a big thing, especially when it comes to ethics. What did that person gain, or what did the world gain but also lost at the same time? Because you can't gain something without at least losing one thing. And there's a lot of different businessmen who do it, who've made millions and millions of dollars off it. And to be honest, most of the public doesn't really care. I mean, they think of it like, well, it's a loss that had to happen. It's a loss that was gonna happen no matter what, and I'm glad it happened now because now we can move on. And so I think the biggest example of somebody who has done amazing things in technology and to just helping humanity in general for most part, but has also caused a lot of pain in some ways to not by on purpose or not I think not on purpose for sure, but not doing it just to because he's mad or something like that, but doing it he did was because he knew something else had to happen and he was trying to strive for something great, which is in all cases really amazing. And I think that example would be Elon Musk. And Musk has done amazing things when it comes to, especially electronic cars. That's probably his what is it, fame. His fame is right there, just with the Tesla, and with but his SpaceX has caused a lot of different people to wonder why are you doing what you're doing. And in all terms, it's super amazing. He's trying to get humanity to push the limits, challenge everything that's wrong with the world, and say, you know what? Let's go and try to do something no one's ever even done before. That's only been done in cartoons, and let's go and do it. And he's been very successful for the most part with his SpaceX program, with his rockets being. He's completely changed how you use rockets. He said, no, we're not going to make them one and done. We're going to make them reusable. Save the world. Everyone's praising him for that. But what people don't realize is how did those rockets get tested? How did they get built? There had to be a million different tests and a million different things that had to happen before we actually got to see that rocket go up and come back down. And that's what I'm thinking. You talk about his new testing facility out in Florida. He has this testing facility which is basically a town. And if you don't know, you can look it up. And it's literally you see this. It's a one road town basically. You got houses going all the way down, and then this road that's probably about 3 or 4 miles away. The last house, you take this road 3 or 4 miles, and there you have the testing facility. And I would say, wow, that's amazing. I mean, obviously it's a big economic boom to the town. People probably were super excited at first, saying, look at this, we're going to get not just the hotels were probably thinking, wow, we're going to get a bunch of media coming in here just to film this stuff, and it's just going to be an awesome experience to be around. But it's actually caused a lot of problems for the town. I mean, you literally have a rocket going off basically in your backyard. And a lot of the townspeople are very upset with this. And they're not upset with the fact that they're doing it. They were okay with it, especially with the smaller rockets. They were thinking, you know what, just some of these small rockets, it's just going to do that. And it's actually not that bad. They showed that the smaller rockets didn't really do much. It was kind of cool at first to just watch and see. But now with Elon, he's decided, you know what, this works so well. We bought all this land out here. Let's just triple the production. And that's what he's done. He has literally gone crazy with production and has actually built up this facility now to the point where now they're able to test their bigger rockets. And that's what's really causing the problem. And I would say it's good for humanity. Yes, I would say that in all instances, he's pushing the limits to what we thought was possible. And he's making people millions of dollars. Just every time a rocket goes up, stock goes up. You know, he's making money his bank is cashing out kind of thing especially with his shareholders. But he's affecting the community. And I think that's where we get the bottom line. Is at some point you have to say, you know what, maybe I need to move this. Maybe there's 1,000 other places I could be which are literally in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, it may cost me a lot more money. Yeah, I may do this, but I'm at least keeping these people's homes alive. People are literally moving out of this town because the rocket ships going off every week, you know, and testing shots, everything, and they're just like, it's kind of crazy just to think about, like, wow, okay, you're doing this, and by all accounts, it's perfectly legal. It's everyone's accepted it, but these individuals that have lived basically their whole lives, and it's a retirement community basically. There's a lot of individuals that are over the age of 60 that are there, and they said, I thought this was going to be my home, my last home, you know? And they're like, well, now I don't know anymore because people are getting pushed out, because people are selling and basically trying to build up stuff for this community. Different companies are coming in and saying, you know what, I'm going to tear this house down and no more house, but now I'm going to build a giant apartment complex because all those scientists have to live somewhere, right? And why not live at my apartment complex? And so it's just kind of completely changed the town. And I think they expected a small change, but I think it's kind of gone overboard. And I think that's where you see people, the media saying, wow, look at this guy, look at how amazing he's doing, look at all the crazy stuff he's doing with SpaceX. But at the same time, they're not showing there's some harm going on. And maybe it's acceptable, you know? That's up to you. I mean, I think that's a personal decision, but I think you have to make it. It could be acceptable in some people, but it could not. But the problem is you have people who who have Bill Gates, who literally is the richest man in the world, second richest man in the world, my fault. Created a company that's done amazing things, changed the world technically. I mean, computers literally have changed the world, and he was the guy who started it. Him and Apple, those two companies went insane, and they've really changed the world, I would say. But now he's literally giving half of what he owes away before he even dies. And then when he dies in his will, he's literally giving all of it except for like 2% that he's giving to his kid. And don't get me wrong, that 2%, I would take that 2% any day of the week. Couple $100 million, heck yeah. But he's trying to better humanity, and his foundation is literally about what can we do to try to better humanity at all costs. And he's the front runner with all these other billionaires that are literally backing him up, who are giving money to his community in the hopes to better the community and better the world. And all he does is he's just giving the money away to youth clubs, to try to, he's just started a new company just trying to cut air pollution out. Like, people for years have probably thought, oh, this air pollution, it's never going away. The trees are going to have, he's literally created a company that has said, whose main goal is, we're going to do the work of 1,000 trees because we need it, and people are dying because of it, because of air pollution. And he's put his money where his mouth is, and he's not trying to make millions of dollars. He's done with that. He's literally said, I'm done. I'm not trying to make money out of this. I'm giving everything away. I don't want it anymore. I want to help people. I want to do this. I want to be able to look back at my life and say, you know what? I changed the world for not me, for not a few select billionaires or millionaires, but for everyone, for the lowest man. And that's what I think you talk about. We're saying, well, that's ethical. That is what we want to see. He's not trying to make stockholders millions of dollars. He may make them a few million here and there, but at the end of the day, he's saying, no, I want you to take those millions of dollars that I made you and give them back to me so I can give them out to other people. Or, heck, don't even give them back to me. Go out and give them away, you know? And I think that's where you see the difference. I mean, obviously, Bill Gates is 60-something years old. He's had a life of experiences. And you have Elon Musk, who's, I think he's 30-something years old, maybe early 40s. And there's just a big gap. And I'm sure, and Elon Musk, by all accounts, is trying to do the right thing. He's super into saving the planet, but he's still trying to make his million, you know? And I think that's where it comes down. He hasn't got to that point where, even though I'm on the top 50 richest men in the world, I still can do better. And Bill Gates, I think, is at that point saying, I've been at the top for so long, I want to give it away. I don't want this anymore. And I'm sure Elon Musk will get to the point. I'm sure if he gets up to the top 3 like Bill Gates is in, you'll see that. I'm sure you will, just because of his personality. He just is that kind of guy. But I think you see it especially in the older billionaires. You see them giving away their money because they're no longer in the drive to make it right now. And I think that's what you see. The people become I don't want to say more ethical as they get older, because there's definitely some old crooks out there, who still at 70 years old will still steal money from a child. But I think as you experience life, you become more, you see these problems, and you say, I want to do something about them. And you put away the stockholders, you put away your board of directors. You say, you know what, we're doing it differently now because I run this company and I want to do it how I want to do it, because I want to run my company ethical and I want to help people. And I think that's where you start to see stuff. And I think the media allows people to basically hide behind it, and especially at the younger age, especially with Elon. He hides behind saying, look, I'm doing all this stuff good, just don't look at this little stuff that's going on over here. We'll figure it out, Maybe in 20 years I'll help those people, But you see Bill Gates, the media is praising almost every other day, but he's saying, you know what, I don't care about making money, I just want to give it away. And I think that's what you'll start to see more of, especially when he's putting his money where his mouth is, and that's the biggest thing I can see.